There is time in every nation when people trade freedom for government promise. Our time was World War I. The year was 1917. Our people were poor. Bolshevik party made great promise. They had money. Everyone followed them. Where did they get money? No one knows, except one reporter. I tell you story.
Господин Бейков, все нормально. Все поезды уже уехали. "75 years later, your father researched at university. He find letter that reporter hide. Your father find that Bolshevik money come from secret group. Then one night, he never came home. That happened to people in those days. He was a brave man. Your papa would be so proud. Son, go to university. It's very good. Ada, there is not much time. If you want to know truth, this is what he find. I don't know what it means. He died for the secret.
I love you, Mom.
You must be careful. I leave Russia and change our name to protect you. Train is leaving.
Developing nations continue to struggle with famine and poverty despite an abundance of natural resources. Currencies plummet even in Africa's resource-heavy nations. While the cause for this dramatic downturn remains unclear, speculators continue to sell these currencies. In Europe, the situation continues to become more severe.
Thank you. I'll send a message to Wile.
driven prices up. The last few months have seen mounting unrest, unfriendly civil and political discourse.
All we have to do is make sure credit remains tight. We'll be buying the wealth of the world at half price.
Our fathers did that after the Great Depression, and it got us into a war.
Our fathers and their fathers didn't get the ability to control nations by being careful. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. We need to take action now.
Act with intelligence, yes, but not with raw greed. We are so close to total control here, but we cannot afford to make the mistake that will plunge the United States into the same situation Russia faced 100 years ago. As we get more control, we're going to have to be very careful.
Gentlemen, we have a problem. Our agents at the IRS have just informed me that someone is investigating our tax records.
The Federal Reserve is the greatest miracle of the 20th century. The Federal Reserve has created wealth and has produced the highest standard of living the world has ever known. The Federal Reserve Act was passed on December 23, 1913, amid some controversy. The Congress has set up a very wise system to ensure that the best and the brightest men would control the Fed for the good of all the people. The main governing body of the Fed consists of a 7-member board of governors, which includes the chairman. They are appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. Now, in your hand, you should have a term paper assignment. On the front page at the top, you will find your name and the name of your partner. This will be a cooperative effort between the two of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this term paper will count for 60% of your grade.
Adam Smith?
Depends on who's asking.
I'm Kirsten.
Nice to meet you.
Only if you plan on getting an A.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk cost. The people I use have been doing this for years, and they guarantee their work. They're expensive, but I need an A.
You buy your grades?
Look, Adam, here things are done in a professional manner. That includes papers. If you were going to build a house, you wouldn't do it yourself. You'd hire someone who knows what they're doing. This is the same thing. The professors give the same assignments every term, so my people know exactly how to tailor their work to get the best grade. Plus, there's a variation clause from previous papers to make sure their work won't be detected. But even still, it's common knowledge this is the way things are done here. It's like a game, and I know how to play.
Kirsten...
This is about business. Business is about advantage. We have the advantage by hiring the right people to do our paper. It's as simple as that.
Kirsten, I don't think I can afford it.
Okay, you know what? Don't worry about it. It'll work like a criminal in a court case. If they have money, they can hire a lawyer. If not, the court appoints one for you. I've appointed a representative for you since you don't seem to be able to afford one yourself.
I don't like this girl.
Ganahl, I'm back. Hey, sorry I'm late. I'll be ready in about 10 minutes. Oh, you have no idea how much I've been looking forward to this all day.
Hey, yeah, Kirsten, sorry, I have a date with Trevor tonight.
Ganahl, we've had this plan for a week.
I know, I just can't make it tonight.
Isn't Trevor that trust fund guy?
Yeah. All I have to do is catch him. And for the first time in my life, I will win an argument with my father.
What does your dad have to do with this?
Kirsten, you know that every time me and my dad talk, we argue, and he always wins because he says if I don't agree with him, he's gonna cut off my funds, and so I'm stuck. But Trevor has a trust fund that pays $20,000 a month until he's 30, and then he gets it all.
Janelle, this is wrong.
Why?
It's just wrong.
Grow up, Kirsten. Everybody does what's good for them, and this is what's good for me.
I still think you need to chill out. You're way beyond regular academics. And you spend way too much time on the computer now. I think you need to do a better job at balancing brains with brawn.
Looks like I'm not the one that spends too much time at the computer.
His duties today, according to official Federal Reserve documentation,
Kirsten,
fall into
check this
4
out.
general categories. Number 1, conducting the nation's monetary policy by
This
influencing
indicates that the
monetary
Fed isn't actually part of the government.
That's right, it's a private bank.
and
No
in
way.
pursuit of maximum
The Fed is no more
employment.
federal than the Federal Express.
Number 2,
That's ridiculous.
supervising
It's a good thing I have
and
professionals working on this paper.
Number 3,
Actually, I already talked to Professor Greggs about our
maintaining
paper.
stability of the financial system.
You did that without talking to
And
me?
number 4,
Oh, hey, Adam.
Hey, Janelle, are you ready to go work out?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, Janelle, can I talk to her for a second? Just come on.
Sure.
So, you must be Kirsten's roommate. How'd you end up here?
I drove.
No, I mean, how'd you end up at Havenhurst?
Huh?
How'd you end up at Havenhurst?
Well, when my dad heard that Kirsten's dad, Dr. Stanford, was gonna send her here, my dad decided to send me here. You see, Kirsten's dad is on the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, so knowing him is good for business. Oh, hey. So I was talking to Cody earlier today. You were right about Adam.
What about him?
He's such a loser. He had a fast-track scholarship to law school, and he turned it down.
I wonder why you turned that down.
I don't know. Cody said something about Adam's kid brother having trouble in school, so he decided to stay home an extra year with him. How noble of him.
Did Havenhurst hold his scholarship?
Nope, he had to reapply.
Did he get it?
Nope. Well, he got the full ride to undergrad, but no fast track and no law school and no stipend for expenses. So now he has to work in the library. I told you he was a loser. He's a smart guy. He just doesn't know how to play the game.
I've assigned some men to watch him.
Just make sure they stay out of sight. Right now he's got nothing. Don't give him something.
So, Adam, how is manual labor working out for you?
Well, Kirsten, it's honest work.
Some people who work in libraries are lawyers, and some just restock books. What kind of work are you interested in one day?
What are you getting at?
We both need an A in money and banking. With my plan, that's practically guaranteed.
Well, I also have a plan that'll get us an A.
Your plan is a long shot. How are we going to compete with the professional writers everyone else on campus is using?
I have a list of names that we need to research.
I've already filed a request for the Freedom of Information, the IRS, to get the tax information.
And, I also downloaded the Fed's last transactions for the whole past year. For academic research, of course. Now, the corporate names and data have been changed for privacy reasons. Here, this list.
Everyone on campus is playing the academic game. Everyone but you. It would make so much more sense to do this my way. But I'll humor you for now.
Well, do you want to do the data transaction research or the old money families?
I'll take the people on the list. I can do better on the names than you.
You think you're better than me?
I didn't say that, even though I probably am. I am saying that I know people who might have insight in some of those old money families, and you don't.
Well, that's different. But you'll need to read this.
This is an 830-page book on the Bolshevik Revolution. That happened 100 years ago on the other side of the planet. What does this have to do with our paper on the Federal Reserve?
It's not about the revolution. It's about the people who financed the revolution.
Mr. Connor, I'm telling you, somebody's programming this stuff in. Well, they're using a unique programming code that's bypassing our internal checks. Mr. Connor, it's like I've told you, we have massive security fraud going on. We need to get the FBI and the SEC involved and get them involved now.
Mr. Warren will give the order. Take him out.
Mr. Connor.
Byron Tackett, please sit down. Tell me, Byron, how well do you know the Stanfords?
Well, sir, I had lunch with him here this afternoon.
Is that so? Well, Dr. Stanford has been trying to get a job for Kirsten's friend with us for several months now. We've never had a junior programmer before, but a position just opened up this evening.
Kirsten, I think Trevor really likes me. He's taking me to the lake house for the weekend.
Janelle, how can you think that's a good idea? You barely know him.
I know him. He's a great guy.
He left you stranded the other night.
Okay, that was a one-time thing, and he said he was sorry. He even sent me flowers. Nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect? Janelle, he's using you.
No. He's getting what he wants, and I'm getting what I want. What's wrong with that?
It's just wrong.
Why is it wrong? You get someone to write your papers, and it works for you. So what's the problem?
Everybody here does that. I have to do that to compete.
Everybody does what I do to compete too. It's just a game, and this is what it takes to win.
She didn't make it.
What happened?
It was that jerk, Trevor. That lying creep. He was some local kid. He didn't even go to Havenhurst. He had got drunk and got them both into a car accident. I should have done more. I knew he was no good. It's all my fault.
Kirsten, this is not your fault.
Don't get it. She asked me why it was wrong. And I couldn't tell her. If I could have just made her understand.
You aren't responsible for her decisions, Kirsten. Do you hear me?
I won't be at class Thursday. I have to go home for the funeral.
Don't carry this. Kirsten, this is not yours to bear. Alright? Kirsten.
Ganahl just wanted her dad to notice her. He was too busy. It was really sad. It was like she was lost.
She didn't have to be, you know?
What do you mean?
I was lost once too, Kirsten. I had no dad. I had no purpose growing up, and my life seemed hopeless. In the inner city where I grew up, if you didn't join the gangs, you most likely died by them. But once you joined, it was a life of despair and loneliness and hopelessness.
Where did you find answers?
So, how did the two of you get to know each other?
Adam and I are in the same money and banking class.
Well, I thought money and banking would be an upper level class.
It is. Econ wouldn't fit into my schedule, so my advisors let me do money and banking instead.
We got assigned to work on the term paper together.
So what's your paper about, Adam?
It's about the Federal Reserve. I think we're onto some pretty good stuff so far. I think there's some real crooks in there.
Now, why would you say that?
Well, I mean, they're bankers, right? So they're suspect to begin with. There's also a huge amount of money and temptation involved in there. And I don't think the Fed has been audited since, who can say? So I think there's great potential for there to be a lot of crooks in there.
Interesting point of view.
There's also a board of governors. The President of the United States appoints them, 14-year terms. I haven't done too much research on them though, because I didn't find them too suspect.
Well, don't they set policy?
They do, but it's the member banks who receive and distribute the money. So I think if there's going to be corruption, it's probably going to be in there.
Are you sure the Board of Governors isn't somehow involved in this complex conspiracy?
Okay, that's enough. My father is on the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve.
Well, yeah, it's just a theory right now.
Can I read your paper when it's finished? It sounds very interesting.
I'm sure it's going to be really, really boring. A lot of graphs and math and probability. So I don't think you can find it that interesting.
Well, I don't know, Adam. I kind of like that boring stuff.
Why didn't you tell me your father was on the board of governors?
I told you I'd have a lot better chance of tracking down those old money families.
Yeah, 'cause they're all your friends, but you could have at least hinted.
Well, I was afraid it would change things.
What if your father's involved in all this?
He's not. I know that for sure.
But if he was, would it affect your desire to know the truth?
No. But he's not involved, so it doesn't matter.
You live in an incredible home and have a perfect life. How would you know?
My father made his money in the shipping business. He's not involved.
Shipping what?
We have a problem. It's that kid from Havenhurst. My people followed him to Long Island, where he went to the home of Dr. Stanford.
Dr. Charles Stanford? From the Board of Governors?
Yes.
Stanford's not going to give him the time of day. He's only a college kid.
Adam Smith stayed there for 3 nights in his home. I think a lot more was discussed than the time of day.
Do you ever think it's okay to bend the rules to get ahead? Everybody does it.
If rules can be changed, then true justice is impossible.
But doesn't justice depend on the situation?
Where would you draw the line?
Majority opinion. That's what laws are all about.
Can moral decisions be determined by vote, though? Stalin was a really popular guy, but he killed 30 million people.
Then how do you make moral decisions?
If it's just a game, then we make the rules. If it's not a game, then God makes the rules.
How can you believe that and be successful?
Kirsten, we have to be careful from here on out. I think somebody's watching us.
They're probably watching me. It happens all the time.
I'm not joking. Somebody's following us. We're onto something important, and now somebody's following us. And if it's one thing that Cody and I learned in the inner city, it's how to tell if you're being followed.
Plus x squared, plus y, plus 1, plus x squared.
And don't be too obvious. He's behind me to the left, by the big oak tree. You see him? All right, we have to move. We need to lose him. Got any ideas?
Me? You're the one with the inner city gang experience. Are you calling the police?
No. Maybe something a little more subtle.
Hey Adam, what's up?
Cody, I need you to run a little interference for me.
Alright, I'll buy you some time. Little extra homework won't hurt you.
What? But this was your project.
Hey, I need to get in there. Get up.
Hey, look, I need help. And you look like you know.
I need to get there.
Can you give me directions to the nearest party store?
What'd you find out?
The girl is Kirsten Stanford, the daughter of Dr. Stanford. The two were in the park this morning, so it seems that they're dating.
So the visit to the Stanford home was probably just social. Smith is a growing threat. He has access to Stanford, and he somehow knows who's in our group.
All right, Kirsten. I can't find anything in bank stocks.
Did either one of you happen to notice the black SUV outside today?
What?
Yeah, it's been here all day.
Steinberg wants to drop the whole matter. I disagree. That kid is even more dangerous now. He's got direct access to Stanford because of this relationship. And somehow he knows who everyone in our group is.
What are you suggesting?
We need to be ready to take him out.
I mean, what's Adam going to say when he meets these banker spy dudes anyway?
Cody, why is Adam so interested in all this?
How should I know? Seems like you're his best friend these days.
Seriously, Cody.
Seriously, Cody. Well, I've known him a long time, and from all my years of experience with Adam, I can tell you... Oh, looks like I need to go. Sorry.
Cody, simple question.
Adam's a man of strong passion.
Did you see who it was?
No, he was pulling away as soon as I came up.
Adam, do you really think we're in danger?
Well, if we really are onto something, and we've hit a nerve, I think it's possible.
Then maybe we should just forget about this whole thing.
We can't. It's too late for that.
Why?
Because we're onto them, and they know it.
Onto what?
Look, Kirsten. After World War I, the U.S. and the Vice President of the Fed to negotiate with the head of the Central Bank of Germany. Paul Warburg went to Germany and negotiated with his own brother. What is the chance that two brothers would rise to the highest banking positions in two different countries without some sort of collusion?
That was a long time ago. Everything we're learning about has been a long time ago.
There's a network of men controlling nations for their own benefit. It's simple logic.
You have no proof. All we have to go on right now is your own imagination.
Just watch. I'm gonna get proof.
So you're willing to risk your life on a hunch?
I'm not risking my life. I'm just living with purpose.
Then explain it to me. This is all old history. What does this have to do with our paper?
Kirsten, wait. History is the shadow we live in today. But what we do today can change the history of tomorrow.
It's gonna cost you.
How much?
Well, I'll need food and beverages of my particular specifications brought to me while I work.
Okay, no problem. We can... Oh, sorry.
Do we have a deal?
Fine.
All right, well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You've just got yourself the world's most elite computer programmer. What do you need done?
We have data from the Federal Reserve from all of last year's transactions. All the names and all the dates have been changed for privacy reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to know if there's any fishy transactions in there. Think you can do that?
So you decide to start with something simple just to see if I'm the right guy for the job. Adam, are you crazy? Do you have any idea how much work that is?
They have all the transaction records from the Fed. They're looking into our tax records. Somehow, they know who is in our group. I don't think you realize the potential threat here. If you're not willing to move on this thing, I'll take care of it myself.
Warnwall, we're bankers. We don't break the law because we don't have to. We made the game and we write the rules. All we have to do is lubricate our ideas with large sums of money, and the political process takes very good care of us. It's as simple as that.
I think it's time for that young man to just disappear.
We don't do things that way. We don't shoot people like we're a part of the mob. We just collect interest on other people's money. That's all.
Oh, really? You know that we financially attack the currency of developing nations till it's worth next to nothing. Then we move in and buy up the national wealth for pennies on the dollar. Because of what we do, there's wars and there's starvation. Don't tell me that we just collect interest.
No, I know. No one thinks anything about it until it involves $1 billion. Then somehow deception is magically wrong.
This isn't wrong, but not paying me for what I've done, that's wrong.
Yeah, of course. I'll pay you for what you've already done on the paper.
So you're not going to use it?
Right, no. I'm not going to use it.
Why?
It's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
I don't know why. It's just wrong.
You still need to pay me by Friday.
Yes, I understand. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Hey.
Hey.
Cody wants to talk to us about some stuff.
Okay.
Cody, what's up? What'd you find out?
A lot, actually. So, there's this one company that's making way too much money.
Which company is it?
1354. Every other company on this list makes about 65, maybe 70% of the best possible return buying and selling bonds. But 1354, its profit is 4,530% of the best possible return.
We gotta figure out which company this is.
Well, but they redact that information for the very purpose of guaranteeing that people like us can't find that out.
Well, I mean, there's gotta be a way.
Oh, of course there's a way. You can just walk in to the world's most sophisticated, the world's most well-guarded bank and ask to see their information. You'd get the friendly security guard to escort you to the 8th floor. Then you'd convince him to let you into the accounting offices, where you'd find a programmer who you've never even met before, and get him to give you the green light so you can go fishing through the Fed's accounting program until you find out who Company 1354 really is. That is, of course, if the programmer is not working for the slimeball criminals on your list. This plan is a sure thing.
So you think a programmer is working for them?
Well, we know somebody's working for them.
Well, what if we get up there and my father's friend is that somebody?
Look, if anything goes wrong, we walk out. And if it really goes wrong, we run.
Why does our fallback plan always involve running?
Because we're good at it, Cody.
Well, I shouldn't have worn heels. I didn't know this was going to involve running.
It's not.
Hey, you three. I'm gonna need to see some security IDs.
Do we run now?
Not yet. I'll let you know. You can do this.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Stanford. I'm here for my friend Byron Tackett. He works upstairs in the information technology department.
Is he expecting you?
I don't think so.
I'll call upstairs.
I hope he remembers your name.
Here to see a friend, Byron Tackett. Thank you. He'll see you. If I could get you to sign in here and put your names on these, I can get you some day passes.
They went into the Fed and you didn't stop them?
Don't worry, they'll never get past security.
I'll call and make sure of that. Stay on them and
Don't let them out of your sight. I don't want them talking to
any law enforcement people.
Yes, sir, Mr. Warnwall.
So, that's where we are.
Well, if you guys want me to take this seriously, you're gonna have to show me some evidence that something is wrong.
I got some.
Right here, show me.
Alright, you mind?
Go ahead.
Alright, so every other company on this disc makes profits of 60, maybe 70% of the best possible projection, but this company right here, 1354, Look at their profits. It's absolutely unbelievable. Take a look.
The permutations to figure this out had to be insanely complex. Are you sure that the programming was done correctly?
I'm positive. Yeah.
Is there any way you can show me the code?
Yeah, my code, actually. I wrote this myself. Alright, right there.
Look, Brian, we're being followed. We know we're onto something. All we need is to know who 1354 is.
Let me look through this code.
Thank you, Byron.
Yeah. Hey, if I find anything else, I'll let you know.
You guys got security IDs?
No, we work for Mr. Warnwall.
That's funny. He called and said you guys would be coming.
Good. We need to get to the 8th.
Oh, there. You said you'd say that, but we're gonna hold you until our special security people get here.
Sir, we are the security people. We work for Mr. Warnwall.
I'm sure you do.
Sir? Oh, Byron, come on in. What can I do for you?
Sir, I uncovered some accounting irregularities.
You did. What seems to be the problem?
Well, sir, there's this one company that's making huge sums of money. Something's wrong.
Tackett, do you realize that we operate under one of the most sophisticated accounting systems in the world?
Yes, sir.
Our accounting program runs internal checks every few seconds. We've got a small army of accountants down on 4 that are double checking everything. And you really think that we could have an accounting error?
No, sir, I guess not.
Of course not. And I hope you didn't spend valuable company time on this.
No, sir, this was my time.
Well, good, because I think you probably programmed an error into this. Do you like your job here?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, remember, you were hired as a junior programmer, not as an accountant. I don't want you to forget that.
Yes, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Adam, please have a seat. What can I help you with today?
Sir, do you think that the people who control the money supply have too much power? Seems like an open door to corruption to me.
All modern economic theory comes from a book that was written in the late 17th century by a man named Adam Smith called The Wealth of Nations. Ever since then, there have been those that have claimed some kind of evil motive behind the banking economies, but no evidence has ever been brought forth to prove it.
I know. Listen, Mr. Warnwall, I know how serious this is. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Tackett will be gone in the morning. All right then. Goodbye.
Kirsten,
Hello?
we have to meet.
They know I know. I'm being fired from the Fed. I don't even know if it's safe for me to go home.
Okay. Where do you want to meet?
Downtown. Someplace where there's a lot of people. That coffee shop. Where your parents used to take you out for your birthday?
Did my dad tell you about that place?
Yeah, we had lunch there once. Look, I'll meet you in an hour. Make sure you're not being followed.
Sorry, Byron. Can't let you out without checking your bag. Orders from top brass. Nobody gets out with any electronic information today. Especially you.
Especially me.
Yeah. Said something about you're not coming back. Told me to frisk you to make sure you're not taking anything. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna have to take this.
Did they say why I'm not coming back?
Thought you knew. Told me you were fired. Something about wasting company time.
This is the download of everything I was able to get before they denied me access.
How did they catch on?
I heard my boss talking to this guy named Warnwall.
Warnwall. That was the one name we couldn't connect to the others on the list.
If you're gonna catch them, you need to do it quickly. There's not a whole lot of time.
What do you mean?
They're changing out all the computer systems Friday night after the markets close. If they haven't destroyed the information already, the information you're looking for is gonna be gone after that. Blast. Look, I gotta go. Sorry, guys.
But we are never going to be able to figure this out. Not unless we figure out how their accounting system works.
What do you mean?
Okay. These records seem to balance, which would indicate that the details are also correct. But we think there's something wrong. The question is, how do we find it?
If you had a real computer, you'd search.
Even with your real computer, there's years of work here.
Tackett put a zip file of the Fed's accounting program on this disk.
He did what?
I'll save it first. Then if it loads correctly, we can get a copy of all their search functions.
Okay. Start with the first month and add all the funds that came in. Then subtract all the loans and then the other payments that went out and see if they balance.
All right. Done. I think we got something here. They don't balance. There's a $8 billion difference. I'm a star.
I did it. Somebody suck an $8 billion out a month. I told you we'd get proof.
But not so fast. You have to check the next month and see if the $8 billion carries over. If it does, we have nothing.
Make that a fallen star. It carries over.
This isn't gonna be easy.
Everything has to look like it balances, or else their cross-checks would catch it. Something has to change the numbers in order to make it appear that everything agrees.
So you think we should be searching the program or the data?
The program. Somehow the program is making a double entry to make it look like everything works out.
What does that mean?
Okay, they have to add bogus money so that when they subtract real money, nothing shows up.
Yeah, but I mean, after a while, people will realize that it's really bogus money, right?
Well, but when the problem gets too big, the embezzler just leaves town.
So you think the real issue is with the program?
I think so.
Then it's up to you, Cody.
No problem. It'll be like, shooting ducks in a pond.
Well, since you got everything covered, we'll see you later.
Wait. I don't know enough about this accounting stuff to work independently yet.
We'll bring you back some burritos.
I may be tempted to play video games. Guys.
We may have had a security breach.
What are you talking about?
It's those college kids. They showed up down at the bank and talked to some young programmer named Tackett. Then Tackett went to his boss and gave him some story about corruption.
The point is, they have nothing.
Steinberg, you're out of touch. All these kids have to do is figure out how the Fed is financed, and there will be a revolution.
Look, books about how the Fed and central banking work have been published all over the country. It's not going to start a revolution. All we have to do is watch Tackett for a while. Don't be so alarmed.
Watch Tackett? I already had him fired.
Oh, you're giving me heartburn, Warren Wall. Look, you better relax, or I'm going to have you shipped out of this country until this whole thing blows over.
Steinberg, I'm going to have you replaced before this is all over if you don't wake up and start dealing with this problem.
Just one.
One out of millions?
One out of millions. This is weird.
What is it?
Well, they designed their application so that it only runs if a transaction is made between the Fed and one other particular financial company. That company's gotta be Duncan.
What does the application actually do, though?
I'll have to separate the code from the rest and see if I can run the program independently. If I can do that, then we'll have an idea of what's going on.
You want some? Do you want any?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, I'll see if I can find something else.
What makes their transactions unique, though?
Well, it's unique because it looks like Duncan buys a bond, and then a moment later it sells the same bond. It's doing a couple $1 billion at a time.
And how do they have their own code written to the Fed's accounting program?
I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't looking at it with my own two eyes.
So why don't their internal accounting checks catch this every time they make a transaction?
Well, that part's obvious. The program runs so fast, the internal checks can't catch it.
So when you slow down the program, is that possible?
Yeah, we can slow it down. But that'll take time, and work, and food. Speaking of which, we need to go to our room. We have some stuff to grab. Food, I mean.
What the?
What happened?
I taped my entire net worth to the bottom of my bed. They missed it. Man, I tell you, the criminal element these days, they just cannot attract the talent that they used to be able to.
I don't think they were looking for money, Cody.
Wait, your computer's gone.
They must have been trying to get the information that Tackett got us.
Well, it's a good thing that wasn't my computer. I still got this. I think we should turn the tables on him. Let's grab their guy and get some answers out of him.
I don't think so. Not if he's really carrying a gun, like you said.
What is the guy who's following us has a gun? You didn't tell me he had a gun.
Look, it's not that big of a deal, and I didn't want you to worry.
Sweet, but unsuccessful. I've been totally freaked out since the day I met you two.
It's a small price for our friendship.
Yeah, you throw your enemies in for free. You have the whole financial world after us.
Now, come on. Not the whole financial world.
Yeah, just a small group of very wealthy, very corrupt, and very influential bankers.
You have endangered my life, possibly my family, and my entire educational experience.
Come on, you're getting a way better education with us. I mean, where else would you get to battle the financial powers of the world? Doesn't this excite you a little?
Let me put this in perspective for you. There are a couple of guys out there constantly following us with guns. Tackett is afraid they're going to kill him. Why? Because we talk to him. They're better funded than the U.S. military and have every reason in the world to make us just disappear. Does that excite you?
A little, yeah. But I think you're right, and I think they would be definitely, obviously, coming after us next.
Speaking of coming after us next, they're back.
What?
The black SUV. It's been here before.
How are we going to get past these guys?
Yeah, how are we going to get past these guys?
Well, we'll create a distraction, and then we'll get away.
guys. We got company.
Plus, we have to get to the FBI before they stop us.
You?
Yes, we have some evidence of corruption at the Federal Reserve Bank here in New York. We believe that a company named Duncan Investments is taking billions of dollars every month from the Federal Reserve Bank in New York. Duncan has his own code written into the Fed's accounting software, which makes their transactions invisible to the rest of the program.
Ms. Zimmer,
Yes.
since you're already working that Keystone case, I could get Mr. Stevens to cover this.
Oh, no, that's okay. I have this case.
I really need you on this Keystone case.
I will get on that right after this.
All right. If you need some help, you let me know.
Thank you.
Open the file that says Duncan Investments. It'll slow down each one of the transactions so you can see what's actually going on.
We also have this bill because of a transaction that went wrong.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, I'll take your computer as evidence and I'll write you a receipt so you can get it back after we're done with our investigation.
Guys, I think we just did it. I think we just won. It's only a matter of time and Warnwell's gonna be arrested.
Something tells me it's not over with yet, though.
Not over with? Adam, what are you talking about? The FBI has the evidence. All they have to do is search the Fed's historical data, and Warnwell is going down.
They have to do all that before Friday, or they've got nothing to go on.
Look, I just got a text from Tackett. He says he's going to a warehouse where they have hard copies of the transactions. That's additional evidence. This whole thing is about to unravel, and not even Warnwell is going to be able to stop it.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Dear Adam, I have received letter. If you are correct, these men are powerful people, most powerful in world. Be careful. With no absolute is no rules and no justice. If they find who we are, they will try to kill us like they killed your father. They might know we have father's research. Be careful, and may God protect us now.
Hello?
I'm at the warehouse I told you about.
Have you found any more evidence?
Warnwell is sending money to my boss. I found wire transfer records.
Good, we can send that to the FBI too.
When is the FBI gonna arrest Warnwell? I'm getting nervous.
Well, with what you've already given us, I'm hoping he'll be arrested sometime tonight.
Looking for something, Mr. Tackett?
I work for the Federal Reserve. I'm here on official business.
You were fired for accessing unauthorized data.
I have proof of corruption at the Fed.
You think you do, but your friends gave all their proof to our FBI agent. Now you have nothing. You should have played the game with everyone else.
You can't win.
Without you, there's no witness, no case, no investigation.
They've uncovered too much. You can't stop them now.
We'll get them too.
Mr. Warnwell, this is very important.
There is no evidence.
I don't care if they don't have any evidence. They are a threat until Friday at 5 p.m. Once the computer system is changed out, then it won't matter. There'll just be a couple of kids with some crazy story. Until then, I want them watched.
Zimmer over at the FBI gave me their cell phone numbers. We're using it to track them now. They'll be under surveillance for the next 25 hours.
Call me if it looks like they're going to any law enforcement officials. I don't want to kill the girl because her father's on the Board of Governors. But if it becomes necessary, she will have to be eliminated.
Kirsten?
The FBI's in on it.
What do you mean?
I think Tackett's dead. I heard shots when I was talking to him on the phone.
But how do you know the FBI is in on it?
I heard the conversation. There's not even an investigation. Agent Zimmer gave all our evidence to Warnwell.
Okay. If you're right, they'll be coming after us next.
And your room's the first place they're gonna look.
What are we gonna do?
We gotta move, Adam.
Now, what do you need before we go?
At my computer.
Do you think you can convince your father to get us access?
He can let us look at what's happening, but if you're wanting access to reprogram the Fed system, he's not gonna have any part in that.
I think that we should expose these transactions to the world.
We have less than 24 hours left. How's that gonna happen?
We need to write a program that will launch from Warnwell's computer and alert everybody on the Fed to view these transactions. But we also need the program to slow down the transactions so they're visible.
Well, if we slow them down, then that may actually work.
It would.
But to write a program like that, I'm gonna need a robust computer. Dual quad core with hypergraphics, 16 gigs of RAM, Bluetooth, fiber optics PCI card, C++ and Java programming tools.
You know, I don't know what all that means, but I know.
No way.
That you could use this.
No, I'm not touching it.
Take it. Doesn't have everything you want, but
There's nothing I want.
It's a little smaller and a little less conspicuous.
Yeah, Adam, little and less are definitely good descriptions of this.
For Cody to write a program that launches from Warnwell's computer, he's gonna have way more access than my dad can give him. You're talking about writing a program that accesses the Fed's system. I don't think that's possible.
You think you can do it?
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't have hurt if my computer wasn't designed for a gerbil.
There is no way. Look, no offense to you, Cody.
Offense taken.
But without the raw computer code from the Fed, I do not see how this is possible.
I do. You've seen one of these, right?
Yeah, of course I have.
So I copied the Fed's accounting program onto this flash drive before I even opened it. It's a habit to save files before working with them.
Cody, how could I have ever doubted you?
Well, for this to run smoothly, we're gonna have to test run it first, even before it gets to Warrenwall. And when it does get to Warrenwall, how are we gonna guarantee that he actually runs the program?
Leave that to me.
It looks like they're heading to Long Island.
They're probably going to Dr. Stanford's house. I do not want them to get there.
Cody, how's the programming coming?
Well, I've got carpal tunnel syndrome, and I'll need new prescription lenses as soon as I'm done. But, I mean, I think I'm making good progress.
Complaining's a sign that things are going well. And that's good, since we only have 20 hours left.
But you know, I'm beginning to think this is really gonna work. We're about to trap Warrenwall.
It is going to work. I'm almost done.
Listen carefully. I want you to look at your right. Do as I say and nobody gets hurt.
What do you want?
Get off on the next exit and stay on the service road.
This is the perfect place to kill us.
Get the gun!
They're on their way. I see them.
Come on! It's a dead end.
Missing something? Give me your cell phones.
What cell phone? Oh, that cell phone. Oh, that cell phone.
You can't do this to us. You're gonna hear from my lawyer.
Did you seriously think you were gonna get past them with that cell phone?
Well, no, but I got past him with this instead. What can I say?
Alright, guys. We gotta get out of here.
This is a steel door with an electronic lock on the outside. I think the plan is to keep us here a long time.
Look at this stuff.
We have to try anyway.
It's midnight. We've only got 17 hours left.
These people are just way too powerful. Way too well connected. I can't believe we're coming this close and we're failing. I got Tackett killed, and I'm sorry that I got you both involved in all this.
I don't remember the professor giving either of us a choice when he assigned us this paper.
But I knew what we were getting into, and I shouldn't have involved you.
Adam, we're gonna make it out of this. I promise.
Even if we did get out of this eventually, it'll be too late. This time the game really is over.
Or maybe it's like what you told me. Maybe it's not our game, or theirs. Maybe none of us get to make the rules. And maybe, because we know that, we have the advantage.
What are you talking about?
Adam, you told me God makes the rules, that there are absolutes. If that's true, then they have to play by his rules whether they like it or not.
And look where that's gotten us.
Look where it has gotten us. Adam, look at what you've done. You have proven that there's a group of people manipulating markets, economies, the lives of millions of people for their own benefit. Since the end of the 17th century, when Adam Smith wrote his book, The Wealth of Nations, people have felt that there is some group secretly behind the economies of nations. Our founding fathers even talked about it, but no one has ever been able to prove it. You did.
All I have proved is that there's a man named Warnwall who is stealing huge sums of money, and I can't even connect him to the group. We lost our evidence. We have nothing left.
We know there's a network of people involved. We know there's someone at the FBI. There's at least one person at the Fed. And I can connect Warnwall to the rest of the group.
How?
In 1917, Germany was stuck in a war of attrition. They had to get relief, so they came up with a plan to get Russia to leave the war.
You mean the gold train?
Yes.
What gold train?
You see, it wasn't just one train. It was reported as one, but there's evidence that there might have been 3. They were loaded with gold to finance the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. See, the deal was, if the revolution was successful, then the Russians would leave the war. So when the well-financed Bolsheviks did win, as agreed, Russia withdrew from World War I.
But there was more than one train.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense. But I'm still not seeing how Warnwall connects.
A man named Bakoff brokered the deal. He took the gold from the first train and money he received from American bankers to finance the revolution. But the gold from the other 2 trains he took and deposited in his own private bank in Denmark. So he came out of the war incredibly wealthy.
And after the war, every nation wanted to stay on the gold standard, which means the price of gold skyrocketed.
Exactly. So Bakoff was worth billions. After brokering the deal with the secret group and coming out of the war a billionaire, he had firmly solidified his own position in the group. But he only had one child, and it was a daughter. She married a young banker named Warnwall. They inherited the family fortune and Bakoff's place in the group.
I knew Warnwall connected somehow.
You know, I don't understand how he can have so much money and still be stealing from the Fed.
With Warnwall, it's not about the money. It's about the game. It's about control. It's about manipulating the rules to his own advantage.
So, all rich people are just evil villains. With the exception of you, of course.
Of course.
No. In Russia, there was a group of people that wanted everyone to think that all rich people were evil. They gave control to the government and then redistributed the wealth. Once they had done that, they financially destroyed everyone who opposed them. If they didn't like your group or news organization, they would impose a special tax on you. After a while, they started collecting assets. And after 6 months, the government was so powerful that it would imprison anyone who stood in its way. The result was years of poverty and millions of innocent lives. That's why we have to stop them.
What time is it?
9:30?
That's 7.5 hours left.
We have an hour drive to my parents' house, if my car's still there. Then 2 hours back to the city. That means we gotta get out of here in 4 hours or we're done.
Can't we just give your dad's house and go with what we got?
Nope, we can't. We have no direct evidence on Wile at the moment. Now, of course, if I could get access, then I could get evidence, but we'll have to test run my program first. It's unlikely that, without a couple tweaks, it will actually run.
We gotta get out of here before we run out of time.
Oh, my friend. These walls are made to keep people out, not in. They're also electrically run with a spring-loaded box on the outside.
So what are you getting at?
I'm getting at the fact that on the outside of this wall is a control wire. That control wire leads up to a locking mechanism. Now, if we can induce a current into the control wire from inside, then we can unlock the door, also from inside.
Well, that sounds good. How do we do that?
If I don't electrocute myself first, we may just get out of here, guys.
Sounds good.
Try it now.
No, we'll move.
Now?
Still won't budge.
Gotta be pushing 12.
We've only got 5 hours left.
Oh, come on.
All right, Kirsten, try it now.
There.
My father is never gonna believe this. Daddy? Daddy?
Kristen.
You remember Adam Smith?
Sure, of course.
I'm Cody.
What's wrong?
That is quite a story. Now show me what you have. Okay, I'm on the network.
Oh. 1 sec. Okay.
Here's the data, and then the last transaction right there.
It looks like Duncan buys a bond, and then a fraction of a second sells that very same bond. Why would anyone buy a bond and sell that bond a second later?
Well, if you track their accounts, you also see that they're making a lot of money in the process.
But that's what we can't understand. How can billions of dollars go missing and no one notice it?
They're doing what the Fed does every day. They're making money out of thin air. You see, in a normal embezzling scheme, the embezzler takes money until the discrepancy is too large to hide. By the time anyone finds out, the money's gone and so is the embezzler. But with the Fed, it's different. Since they create money, this can go on indefinitely.
So there's no question of corruption.
Well, for this to work, they're changing the cash account every time they make a trade. The overall numbers add up because the program you found makes that happen. But that cash account is being changed every time. The cash is tracked and logged. We can check that account against the log numbers. If this is really happening, those numbers won't add up.
But how do we do that?
Well, let me check. I think I remember how to do this. What was that number?
$2,452,000,000.
That's it. But why doesn't the rest of the account system catch that?
It's because the program goes so fast. The Fed can't catch it, which means that if we want to catch it, we have to slow the program down.
So you want to write a new program and test it out using my access.
And if it works, we'll use it to trap Warnwall.
What do you mean they got away? Where are they?
We locked them in and somehow they managed to get out. I don't know where they are.
Where are they?
We are working on tracking them right now. I'll notify you when they are found.
No! This time I want them stopped permanently. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Warnwall. We'll get them.
They're probably at Stanford's by now.
How do they always find us?
They track our phones.
They took our phones.
You still have your mom's, don't you?
Yeah?
Give it to me. Hey, at least I'm driving this time.
That's what I'm worried about.
All right, Cody, you know the drill.
How are you gonna make sure they don't just destroy this software?
It's too complicated to explain now.
Can I help you?
Yes, we're working on a case with Ewing Zimmer, in which she asked us to get additional evidence. Is she in?
Why don't you come to my office?
Hello?
The case goes all the way back to World War I. There were several trains filled with gold, traveling from Germany to Russia. A man named Bakoff diverted one or two of the trains and deposited all of the gold in his own bank in Denmark after he had killed all the passengers of the train. This case was to restore the gold to the descendants of the original owners.
What does this have to do with Wile?
Wile is the direct descendant of Bakoff and the inheritor of all this money. Now, we have evidence that shows that he was involved in the murders of the 3 witnesses. I think with all the other evidence we've given so far, this is an open and shut case.
We weren't able to verify any of the original evidence you gave me.
I feel like it's pretty solid. I mean, we were thinking of going to the New York Times today.
No, don't do that. We already have an ongoing investigation.
But a public investigation would speed things up quite a bit with all those other people looking into it.
If you go public, we won't be able to catch them, and we'll have to arrest you for aiding the escape of a felon.
Cody, you made it.
Yeah, no thanks to another one of your plans.
I'm not getting paid enough for this kind of risk. I was only supposed to give you information, and now I'm involved in obstruction of justice in an international case. And they're talking about going to the press.
Relax, Zimmer. The game is not over. Just bring everything they gave you to my office. I will take care of the rest.
Ms. Zimmer.
They did it. They took the bait. Cody, what time is it?
It's 4 o'clock, but is Wile gonna run the program?
He will. He has to know what we know. His whole fortune's riding on it.
Where did you get those documents?
That represents my entire inheritance. That's everything my father left me. Before the Bolshevik Revolution, the revolutionaries were not popular until they got huge sums of money from America and Germany. They bought their popularity. My father was going to prove that before he died.
If this doesn't work, you've lost the only thing your father ever gave you.
No. I'll live with the greatest thing my father left for me.
What's that?
The truth. And the courage to fight for it. I think my father gave me the understanding that we're part of a greater purpose than ourselves, and we don't make the rules.
You're saying God makes the rules, that without him, there are no absolutes and no justice.
Yes.
Well, I hate to break this up, but, you know, those guys are gonna be back any second, and we need to move. Kirsten, instant message your dad. See if he's got any emails from Wile.
Bad news, Cody.
What?
I'm pretty sure my dad has no idea how to IM.
Well, just email him then.
Oh, I don't have to. He already wrote.
What'd he say?
I don't believe this.
What's wrong?
The police have a warrant out for our arrest.
What's the charge?
They're saying our fingerprints were on the gun that was used to kill Tackett.
We have to get out of here now. Let's go.
But I don't want to go to jail.
Keep the police out of the area. I'll take care of them.
Whoa, I can get internet in here.
So?
Do you want your coffee regular?
Yeah, I should have handled that gun with gloves. Yeah, I gotcha.
How long are we really going to be able to avoid the police?
Well, it should be okay as long as we keep moving.
And what if this doesn't work? What if Wile just destroyed that disk?
Mr. Wile, Zimmer just sent this.
No!
Mr. Wile, it's Steinberg.
Warnwall.
Warnwall, you're an idiot. For $30 billion, you put our whole group at risk? If this information gets to the media before I have a chance to control it, we're all in trouble.
Mr. Warnwall, FBI.
Unit priority traffic only. We have a confirmed 1011 panic in progress. Radio copy.
It hit the blogs.
What blogs?
So when I wrote the program, you told me to make it so that when Warnwall ran it, it would send an email to each one of the Federal Reserve's board members.
Yeah?
But you never said I couldn't contact others. So I had it send a message to a couple hundred blogs, just to be safe.
Hey, look, I have an email. It's from my dad.
What's it say?
The FBI has stopped the computer upgrade pending a full investigation.
Warnwall. And look it, Warnwall got arrested. Here's a list of all those who were connected to him. Check it out, they're falling like dominoes.
Adam, how does it feel knowing you uncovered this huge international plot and will never get credit?
You mean we uncovered this huge international plot and we will never get credit for it?
Okay, we.
Well, the descendants of the people who destroyed my country and were about to destroy your country have been exposed, and many of them will soon be in jail. I think that's enough.
You know, if Wile hadn't been so greedy, we could never have caught them. From what we know, everything else they did was technically legal.
But it was still wrong.
I know. Without absolutes, justice is impossible.
You know that blogger from Detroit, the first one to get my email? He's claiming that he broke the story, and now the media's all over him. He's practically on talk shows every night. Remind me, next time we uncover a multi-billion-dollar plot to control our country, not to email him.
Well, don't feel too badly. My father says that there are finally enough votes in Congress for a complete audit of the Fed. And the government is considering giving each of us a small reward, sort of a finder's fee of some 5% of last year's loss.
I'm feeling better now.
It should happen in the next couple of days, so... Oh, by the way, I brought this for you.
Thank you, Kirsten. And that reminds me, I have something for you too.
As the international investigation continues, Warrenwell's offshore accounts have revealed further corruption. 132 congressmen are being investigated for taking payoffs from bankers connected to Warrenwell. While the origin of the story remains unclear, it appears the banker's next target was the dollar. Had this currency attack been successful, it could have turned the United States into a third world economy overnight.
This is Steinberg.
The rest of the group's in trouble.